Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Fabio, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. How's it going? And you left a message over at my website, so I'm taking a look at what you said right now. So first of all, you say, I am a high school senior from Brazil who is about to finish high school and enter college 2 weeks ago. I took the TOEFL IBT and I got a disappointing speaking score of 22. I really don't know how to organize my thesis statement, how to organize my points in question 1. I have big difficulty on, you want to say here, not this kind, but these kinds of questions, right? So number 1, describe what your dream house, what would your dream house be and why? Number 2, what is your favorite style of clothing? Describe it and explain why it's your favorite. And then 3, talk about a difficulty you had to overcome in your life. Describe the experience and say why it was difficult to overcome. So you say the question really daunted me and I don't know how to organize my thesis. Now, in certain kinds of questions, like some of these, you can't really have a specific thesis that's going to outline the whole thing. Let's just take a look at one of your examples. Describe what your dream house would be and why. The only thing you could say in the beginning is, my dream house would be a modern, spacious one. That's about probably all you could say. Then maybe you could talk about the front yard, maybe the backyard. Then you can talk about the inside of the house, what you would like in there. And then that's pretty much it. So I don't know that you can have a really specific thesis that can connect everything together. I would use something like I said, a modern, spacious house. So that means a house with a lot of room. And it is modern, not old or traditional. You could probably say something like that. I don't know, for question 2, what's your favorite style of clothing? What kind of styles do we have? Well, we have dress, we have casual. You might say, well, personally, I like casual type dress. I don't like dressing in formal situations. Then you could describe a typical outfit. You could say, well, I like typically to wear t-shirts. I like to wear shorts. I like to also have flip-flops. I want to be comfortable because the weather is quite warm, where I live. So that might be what you might say there. The last question is a little bit easier, I think, because it's specific. It says, talk about a difficulty you had to overcome. It says, describe the experience and explain why it was difficult. In that case, you just introduce what the difficulty was, right? So you describe it, you talk about what the difficulty, what it involved, and then why you think it was difficult to overcome. So those can be difficult questions. I understand where you're coming from. Now, one thing I want to talk to you about right now is if you're getting a score of 22 on the speaking, and I'm looking at the rubrics right now for ETS. So this is, you're just below 3, right, in your average. So if you want to get 26 or higher, that means you have to get a score of 4.0 or higher on at least 4 of your speaking tasks. And then you have to get a score of 3 on 2 of your speaking tasks. And if you mathematically average all that together, that gives you the magic number 26, right? So for you, if you're scoring 22, here are some of your difficulties you probably already know. One's delivery. You have what's called unclear intonation. You have choppy, sometimes fragmented, telegraphic type speech. You might be leaving out certain words. Instead of saying, I'm going to the store, you might say, I'm going to store, I'm going store. So sometimes you might be forgetting certain words. You have frequent pauses and hesitations. So that's part of your problem there. That's delivery, that's pronunciation. Now, language use, you also have some problems there. Let me describe those. You typically have what's called a limited range and control of grammar and vocabulary. And that would make it difficult to answer the questions that you posted at my website, because each of those questions that you posted, when you think about it, describing a house requires very specific vocabulary. You have to talk about the kitchen. the living room, the dining room area. You have to talk about whether or not you want carpet or you want tile or you want wood floors. You have to talk about you want a lot of windows in your home, or you want a spacious or a wide hall, or you want 4 bedrooms and things of that nature. So you need, I think based on your score, you need to improve your vocabulary a little bit more and also your grammar a little bit more. And guess what? If you look at topic development, it says here, according to the rubric, you're expressing mostly basic ideas with limited details and support. And that also goes back to some of your language use issues. If your vocabulary is limited and basic, then it makes it harder to express specific details for your generalizations. You see what I'm saying? So those are some of your issues that you're dealing with right now. Now, the other question is, you say, does your online course provide human scoring and feedback? Yes, it's only human scoring and feedback. In fact, I'm one of the few online courses out there on the internet. I basically have one rule. You can send me speaking practice tests on a day-to-day basis, all for the same monthly payment. However, you can only send me one per day. You can't send me all 6 speaking tasks in one day, but you can send me one speaking practice test each day, and I will comment on it in terms of your delivery, language use, and also topic development, right? So I've answered that. You can do the same thing with writing. You can send me one writing practice test each day. Now for you, it looks like you want to concentrate mostly on the speaking, so I have a couple of suggestions. I would recommend that you do my pronunciation pretest. That's going to be important. And then once you study those recommended lessons, take my second pretest, and then study those recommended lessons, and then do my pronunciation post-test. So you want to hit the ground running, start working in the pronunciation section of my course immediately. Meanwhile, at the same time, you want to start sending me independent and integrated speaking practice tests, and I will comment on those by audio. I probably won't send you video, but I will send you audio feedback on those. All right, that's kind of how that works. Okay, you posted one more question. You said, is PayPal the only payment method? I have used Western Union for online course payments. You can do that. You can also use Western Union. My requirement is you have to pay for 3 months up front for Western Union. So that's $45 times 3. And I will put the link, I think, in this discussion thread where you can go to learn more about making Western Union payments. All right, Fabio? All right, thank you for your interest in my online course. I feel your frustration. I understand you really want to get that score, but you do have, as I said, you have some pronunciation, some vocabulary and grammar things that you need to solve. And once you can solve those things, then your score is going to go up. All right, thank you.